Hello, friends, and welcome to this lesson. Now, yesterday I gave you a narration task. I told you to narrate something, and I also said, whatever you narrate, you must share with people. Now, friends, today I am going to do a narration. I have not had any preparation for this narration. I am going to do it right here without any preparation. दोस्तों, कल मैंने आपसे कहा था कि आप किसी चीज़ का, किसी भी घटना का, किसी भी एक्सपीरियंस का वर्णन करें और उस वर्णन को आप सभी के लिए शेयर करके कहीं ना कहीं डालें, अपने दोस्तों को भेजें, व्हाट्सएप पे भेजें, इंस्टाग्राम, फेसबुक, आप जहाँ कहीं भी डालना चाहें आप उसे डालें। तो मुझे नहीं मालूम कितने लोगों ने ऐसा किया है, लेकिन आज मैं सॉल्यूशन के रूप में अपना एक नरेशन आपके सामने करूंगा और इसके लिए मैंने कोई प्रेपरेशन नहीं किया है, मैं उसे इम्प्रॉम्प्टू करूंगा, विदाउट प्रेपरेशन करूंगा। फ्रेंड्स, just before recording this lesson, I was having a meeting with my school friends. These friends are friends from Loyola School, Jamshedpur. The story that I am going to narrate to you is a true story, and it is from my standard 9. When I was in class 9, then this event occurred which left a deep impression in my mind, and in some ways it taught me a lesson that I am what I am, which I have never forgotten all my life. Friends, we were all in class 9 or standard 9 at Loyola School, Jamshedpur. There were about 55-60 of us in the class. Every year it was customary that we would go for a class picnic. So it was a tradition to go for a class picnic every year. Now, in the junior classes, the teachers organized the picnic. In the junior classes, the teachers of 2-3 sections would get together and they would request one of the companies in Jamshedpur. Now, Jamshedpur is a city which is governed by the Tatas, the house of Tatas, Tata Steel. But there are many other companies there which of course are from the Tata group or they serve the Tata group. So all those companies, they had school buses. So teachers would ask, one of the parents of the kids there to arrange for the buses, and these buses would come and then 2-3 sections would go for a picnic. So probably there were 3 sections in class 5, then all 3 would go together. But when you were in a senior class, then the teachers did not organize the picnic, the students organized the picnic. So I am talking about this picnic way back when I was in standard 9. Me and some of my friends, I was also like the monitor, and we were more active, we had leadership roles there. So we decided that we will go for a picnic to a place called Dimna Lake. So to go to Dimna Lake, we said, how do we go? And one of our friends, he was quite influential, and he said, I can ask my father to ask one of his contractor friends to give us a truck. So we were all very happy with the idea of a truck. So we started preparing for the picnic, and our class teacher, a very thorough, very fine gentleman, he was also an English teacher and he was from Kerala. So he said, I will also come along with my son and daughter. So we got into preparations for the picnic. we always used to take some contribution from everyone. Everyone contributed, and we took one cook who would make the food for us there, and we bought whatever we needed to buy, and everything was done. Now they all said, but what about entertainment? So we had taken some cricket kit and all that. Then somebody said, what about music? So I had a tenant who gave on rent mics and gramophone player and speaker and all that whole setup. So I said, okay, don't worry, I'll get that. So on the day of the picnic, I carried this whole setup, and the halwai or the cook came, and everyone was so excited. And our teacher, he sat in the front with the driver along with his son and daughter, and all of us, we got onto the truck, and on top of the truck cabin there is a place. So I sat there along with some of my friends, and we put the big loudspeaker there on top, and we said we are going to play songs. So we started playing songs. That is also the time when Sholay had released. So we were playing dialogues of Sholay and some songs, and we were going along. After 5-6 kilometers from the school, I suddenly had a great idea. I said, we have a mic attached to this gramophone, so let us pause the gramophone for a second and I will use the mic. So we were passing through one area, and I started making an announcement. And I said, आप सभी वासियों को सूचित किया जाता है कि आज दिनांक 20 जून, whatever the date was, को आपके यहाँ सुबह 11 बजे से दोपहर 4 बजे तक पानी बंद रहेगा। आप सभी को सूचित किया जाता है कि अपने घरों में पानी भर लें। आप सभी को सूचित किया जाता है कि आज सुबह 11 बजे से दोपहर 4 बजे तक आपके इलाके में पानी बंद रहेगा। And I made a lovely announcement as we went by. And we were all so happy, and in between I was also narrating the dialogues of Gabbar Singh, top of the truck. अरे सांभा कितना इनाम रखे है रे सरकार हम पर। सरदार पूरे 50,000। सुना, पूरे 50,000। और ये 3 हमारा पूरा नाम मिट्टी में मिलाए दिए है। कितनी गोली है इसमें? सरदार 6 गोली। 6 गोली और आदमी 3। बहुत नाइंसाफी है ये। And I was, going on, and we were all so happy that we are having a great picnic, standard 9, we all growing up. So friends, we reached the venue, we enjoyed the picnic completely, and we were supposed to start from there at 4 o'clock, but we got a little delayed because we were enjoying it so much, and we started from there at 5. Our school was probably around 8-10 kilometers from the picnic spot, and the place where I'd made all the announcements, Aaj Pani Band Rahega, was about 5 kilometers from there, so almost midway. So as we reached that area, suddenly there were 2 police constables on the road, and they waved our truck to stop. We don't know, we are at the back of the truck. So the truck has stopped, and then we saw 2 constables coming up, and they told our teacher to come down. Then we said police has caught the truck. They're asking our teacher to come down. So teacher went down, I also went down, one of my other friends also went down, the person who had arranged for the truck, he also went down, and the constables took our teacher inside. And there the station house officer told our teacher, क्या जी, कौन सा स्कूल है ये? So he said, सर दिस इज लॉयला स्कूल, ही इज फ्रॉम केरला, सर दिस इज लॉयला स्कूल, हिंदी में बोलिए, सर आई डोंट नो मच हिंदी बट दिस इज लॉयला स्कूल. सो यही सब सिखाते हैं बच्चे को. कौन है, कौन अनाउंसमेंट किया है सुबह? सो आई हैड नो अदर ऑप्शन. आई सेड मैंने अनाउंसमेंट किया है. लुक्ड एट मी, वाज वेरी एंग्री. सो ही सेड ठीक है उधर बैठो. एंड देन ही मेड सम फोन कॉल समवेयर, एंड द बॉय हु हैड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड दिस truck, his father was quite influential. He knew the contractor who had given the truck. The driver of the truck had gone and phoned up his boss. So the contractor had called up this station house officer and told him that ये बच्चा लोग है, हम ही ट्रक दिए थे, ये लोग को अब जाने दीजिए. We didn't know all this. So that is why I said उधर हो. And then he told my teacher, he started telling things to my teacher, that आप यही सब सिखाते हैं, यही सब कराते हैं, आप ट्रक में बैठे हैं और बच्चा लोग ऐसा कर रहा है. So then I had to tell him कि सर ये इनकी गलती नहीं है, इनको हिंदी बिल्कुल नहीं आती है, ये सब मेरी गलती है. So then he tried to explain things to me, and he said उसके फादर का फोन आ गया है, अगर फोन नहीं आता ना इसी में हाजत में बंद कर देते आप लोग को. And we were so scared. So immediately we were let off and we said sorry and all that. And he said ये ट्रक भी बंद कर देंगे, ये सब लाउड स्पीकर फेंक देंगे नदी में. And he really gave us a good scolding. So the whole picnic maza was gone. We sat in the truck. Our teacher was so good, he did not scold anyone. He only explained to us what we should do, what we should not do, how this was illegal, unlawful, how much inconvenience people in that area must have had because of my announcement. Now I understood one thing, that you cannot play around in public, that you have to be very, very careful about what you say, because what you say will make your day, and what you say may also break your day. So my dear friends, this was a great learning experience for me, and from that day onwards I understood that we should be very, very careful whenever we do anything in public, because there are laws of the nation, there are laws of the municipality, there are laws of society, there are laws of family. There are all kinds of laws that have to be obeyed in society, and no action of ours should harm anyone or inconvenience anyone. And some such actions can be so impactful, so powerful, that they can lead to great harm. So that day I learnt my lesson, and friends, even today I follow these things. So, this was my narration to you. I hope you enjoyed the narration. So friends, when you start narrating, now how did I narrate this? I narrated it because I went back to that day and I went back to that event. And as I started playing that event in my mind, I started speaking. So as the event played, I spoke. So I was able to take it in a chronological fashion. What is chronological fashion? As it happened, from beginning to end. So chronology is nothing but timeline. So as per the timeline of that day. So my dear friends, this is how a good narration needs to be done. You can start by narrating for 3 minutes, but finally I am sure you will be narrating much longer. And always follow the DRC framework, because that framework is such a powerful framework. It will never ever let you go wrong. So, my dear friends, there's a lot more left in this course. Continue to follow it, and I'm sure you're going to become a great speaker. Thank you very much for watching this lesson. I'll see you in the next. Until then, all the best.